Hey guys, how's it going? Kelly here. I just thought of something. I was working on this car and I was like, you know what? I never really did a formal introduction of myself or even told you guys really who I am. So you're probably wondering, who is this Kelly Jones that's doing all these videos? And I kind of just wanted to tell my story, probably because I'm bored to death and sitting here in quarantine by myself, no customers, no employees. Oh, I need someone to just talk to. It's so nice. I can't wait for that to happen again. It's lonely. Luckily, I have my dogs, but in my music, it kind of keeps me going, and the phone calls and texts that I get, through the day. But nothing's like having your shop busy, people in and out, and the hustle and bustle. I love that. I absolutely miss it so much, and can't wait for that to happen again. But in the meantime, I thought that I would do a quick video and kind of tell you guys how I got into detailing and kind of what my story is. So I was a lender for 10 years for the government. I specialized in FHA, VA, rural development financing, and I trained lenders, flew all over. I absolutely loved my job. I was very, very good at my job. Like I said, I specialized in credit counseling. My master's is in business and finance, so I have a huge passion for that industry. I loved it. But then the economic downturn happened in 2007, 2008, and all this that we're going through right now just gives me chills because it reminds me of what I went through during that time frame as well. But 2007, 2008, like 1,400 of us lost our jobs in that industry because as you may or may not know, the market just crashed. The economic downturn was devastating to a lot of industries during that time frame, and unfortunately my position was one on the chopping block. So I really, at the time, I didn't really think too much about it. I was like, you know what, I have so much experience, I'm so good at this, there's no way I'm going to be without work for very long. So I started sending my resumes out everywhere, and I wasn't getting any calls, literally no calls. I was on unemployment for close to a year and finally got a call from Bank of America out in North Carolina, and I live in Michigan. And I went through a divorce. I have 4 kids. I had this 100-mile divorce radius where I couldn't take my kids more than 100 miles away from, my ex-husband. So I still went out to North Carolina. I got the job with Bank of America, came back. I was so excited. I wanted, I was just thrilled to be back to work. And came back, and to make a long story short, I couldn't take my kids that far away. So I had to turn down that job opportunity. And it was like the most devastating thing ever because you can't find jobs like that. You couldn't at that time. And I was so depressed and I didn't know what to do. So I had to get rid of my vehicles. We had a brand new house. I had a new Escalade. I had 2 sports cars, a boat. The kids had quads. It's everything you can think of with payments. We were living that whole lifestyle. And I had to get rid of some stuff fast because I was like, there's no way that I'm going to be able to continue making all of these payments, without any employment on the horizon. So I called all around my area to try and get my cars detailed. They weren't dirty by much means, but I wanted a good fresh coat of wax, and I wanted them to look top notch so that I could potentially get, the most money that I could out of these vehicles and the boat and whatnot. So I called all around my area and nobody was detailing here, or at least nobody that they would recommend. They're like, not on higher end stuff, I don't think, and the dealerships weren't doing it. So one of the dealership owners kind of made a joke with me at the time, and he said, why don't you open a detail shop? I'll send you all my work. And at the time, I was actually insulted. I wore a suit and heels every day, and I had nice manicured nails, and there was no way I was going to be cleaning somebody's car at that time. But to make a long story short, I couldn't find work. I literally could not find work in the, other than minimum wage jobs. And not that I was better than that, but the lifestyle that I had to accommodate for, I couldn't go to work for that. I had an MBA. I wasn't going to go work for minimum wage. So anyways, to make a long story short, there was a commercial. I was literally on my hands and knees praying this one day, like Lord, give me an opportunity. I want to work. I can't live on unemployment. I mean, it got so bad that I had to file a bankruptcy, literally rock bottom, losing everything. I had to get food stamps. Like, I went from making almost $250,000 a year to unemployment, food stamps, like bankruptcy. Seriously, the worst rock bottom, horrible experience. Ugh, again, like, I hate telling the story, but it's a good story. The outcome is turning out to be really, really good. So I'm going to get through this story. Let me just take a drink really quick. Oh, sorry. Anyways, so to make a long story short, I'm on my hands and knees praying for some kind of sign, some kind of something. And this commercial came on TV, Auto Detailing 101, and I'm like, no way, I don't want to detail cars, are you kidding me? But I'm like, okay, I think I could do this. It was a class that they were having out in Chicago, and I'm like, I think I can do this. I could start a little business at home, out of my home garage. I could detail some cars. Clearly there was a need for it, because I ended up taking my cars like an hour and a half away to get them detailed. And that was 10 years ago now. That was in like 2009, so more than 10 years ago now already. But I took them an hour and a half away to get my cars detailed, and at the time it was $250 for each car. And I'm like, gosh, I think I could do that. I could start a little business in my home garage and clean some cars, maybe even on the weekends, just till things turn around and I get back into a lending position. Well, I took this class and I tried my best. I didn't even know the terminology. I didn't even know what a door jam was. I had no clue on anything about cars. I literally knew how to put the key in the ignition, and I even went to the full service gas pumps because I didn't want to get out of my car. I was suit and heels on. I didn't want to pump gas. Like, that was the lifestyle, and God humbled me to the very most rock bottom that you could imagine, going from that type of a lifestyle to literally, unemployment line and just rock bottom. So I literally gave it all I had. I went, took this class, tried my best, and my instructor, I'll never forget, he was like, what are you doing here? I was the only female, usually the only female in all the classes I take. I love traveling around taking classes. I love the networking most of all. That's where I've met most of you guys that are on my Facebook, is at one class or another, or SEMA or Mobile Tech Expo. I love going to those things. But anyways, I took this class and I tried my best, and I actually really liked it. I love the outcome from taking something from being, dirty and, kind of nasty, to turning it around and making it look really amazing with the right tools, the right product, and a lot of hard work. So I'm like, okay, I can do this. So I went home and I made up little flyers, posted them around my town. And I got a call relatively quick, I think within a day or two. And I'll never forget my first customer. He was a great guy. He called me up and he wanted to get the interior of his truck detailed. Chris Bowman, I'll never forget the guy. He passed away, but he was a wonderful guy. My very first customer, I'll never forget him. Oh, I'm getting sad talking about this again. But anyways, he wanted his truck detailed, the interior, and I worked so hard. I spent the whole entire day detailing the inside of that truck. And at the time, I had no money, so I had Q-tips, some old toothbrushes, an old shop vac that I had in my garage. I had a Bissell little green clean machine that my mom bought me for Christmas like 5 years back for, if the kids spilt something on the sofa or whatever. So that's how I started my business. Literally those couple items and a few rags that, old towels and stuff like that. And so I spent every ounce of energy I had. I worked so hard on this truck interior, and he was so happy when he come and picked that up. I'll never forget it. And he's like, I can't wait to get my girlfriend's car done next. I'm going to call you with an appointment. So sure enough, he did. It was like a day or two later. He brought his girlfriend's SUV over. I detailed that thing. Then she told her boss, and then he started bringing his vehicles over, and literally my business started growing super fast because I put so much effort into each car that I worked on. I was so thankful for each job, and it was food on the table, like legitly food on the table. And I worked so hard on every single car, and it was word of mouth. Like, I'd do one job, I'd get 2 or 3 more. Before I knew it, my driveway, I would get up in the morning and there would be cars in my driveway ready for me to detail, because I picked up a couple dealerships once I got insurance, liability insurance and everything. The first little bit I couldn't afford the insurance, so the first few cars I did, I wasn't even insured, but I didn't have a choice. Once I got the liability insurance, I marketed to the dealerships and told them what I was doing, and then it just like, bam, took off like that. So I'd wake up in the morning and it was like God's gift to me. The driveway would just be packed full of cars, and I was like, oh my gosh. For like 2 months, I was taking Tylenol every day. My back hurt so bad, and muscles and parts of my body I didn't even know were capable of hurting. Like, all these weird spots, from scrubbing a headliner all day, like painting a ceiling. I'd have kinks and knots, and I was a wreck for a while. But I was still super thankful. I would sit in the garage and I would just clean these cars, and it was rough. I had a residential garage, nothing like this amazing shop. I just built this place 2 years ago now. This is like my heaven, my detailer's heaven here, this commercial facility. But I'll get to that part here in a minute. So anyways, I would sit in the garage detailing these cars. We just had a little space heater. I had to buy salamander heaters and put kerosene in there, and forgot to silence my phone. I would put kerosene in there, and it stunk up my house. It was a small attached garage from, my residential garage, and it wasn't really meant to be worked out of. The lighting was bad. I didn't have a drain in there. I'd have to drive down the road to the car wash to wash every single car, because my drain, I just had one of those little tiny floor drains, and it would get clogged up in like a heartbeat, and the water wouldn't go down, and oh God, Lord, it was a nightmare. For 7 years, I detailed like that in that little garage at my house. And my daughters would come out in the garage. They were like, I don't know, 10 and 12 years old at the time, and they'd come out and they'd sit there, and they were my biggest fans, the most encouragement. They would be like, Mom, you're doing such a great job. And they were just little, and they'd help me. They'd vacuum, and they'd work on the floor mats, and then they started picking it up, and they'd actually get home from school and run in the house and dump off their book bags and stuff, and they'd come out in the garage. And my daughters are amazing. I'm telling you, I'm so proud of them. They would come out there, and I'd be ready to give up because my body is hurting and I'm cold. My hands are numb because the heat isn't working, and having your hands in water and being cold just sucks. So they'd come out there and they'd have all this energy, they'd be so excited just getting home from school. I'm like, Mom, let's help. Let's do another car. And I'm like, okay, girls, we can knock out another one. So we would too, and we'd be out in that garage till, there was sometimes we were out there till midnight, 1 in the morning, and I'd feel so bad. I'd be like, you guys got to get up and go to school in the morning. You can't be out here working with me all night. But they knew that was how we were going to survive. That's how we were going to put food on the table and buy what they needed, from shampoo to, just stuff you don't think about. That, it was tough for a while. And they gained a passion for this job, and they helped me for so long until they, moved out. They're young adults now, which makes me feel so freaking old, but it is what it is. I just, I'm so thankful for them. To make a little bit shorter version of the story, there's so much more to it that I want to tell you about. But anyways, so the business just kept growing. We were getting RVs and boats, and it was just my daughters and myself for all this time. And I'm like, you know what? I need to get employees. I need some help. I can't do all this work myself anymore. And the girls, And so I ended up putting my house for sale, and I just kept praying about it. I'm like, Lord, I want to build a commercial shop. I really, really, really want one of these cool garages. It's like all the guys I see on social media have these cool shops. I want a cool shop, So I put my house for sale on Zillow, and for sale by owner. My house sold in 3 weeks, literally 3 weeks from the time I listed it. I had 4 offers on my house. I take that back. I didn't have 4 offers. I had 4 people look at my house. 2 of the couples put in offers. So I had 2 offers on my house in 3 weeks. I was not prepared for this at all. So the one family ended up buying my house, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I got to get a hold of an architect. I'm going to design this commercial shop that I've always wanted. And I ended up doing that. Worked with a great local guy. We had a heck of a time on this project, but I'm super excited, super proud of it. I wish I could show you my whole shop. Let me see. I think I got a brochure on my cart here. Oh, I do. Here's I don't know if you can see that. That's what my shop looks like. Isn't it cool? I live upstairs, so this right here is my dry shop where I'm at right now in here. We do all of our dry work over here, which would be like, you know, all of our polishing and all of our dry work, ceramic coatings, window tint, whatever. And this is my wash bay or RV bay that can fit, that's 16-foot sidewalls, so we can fit just about anything in that bay. Over here is my office, and then upstairs is where I live. There's, I don't know, it's around 2,000, 3,000 square feet up there, 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, so it's perfect. I live upstairs, I can work all hours of the day and night, and it's like my dream come true. So that's my story in a nutshell. I absolutely have a huge passion for this industry. I love what I do. This has been a saving grace for me. This business has, bought braces for my kids' first cars, like literally this whole commercial shop that I have now, all the employees that I have now. We work for 11 car dealerships, the state of Michigan, tons of personal customers. We do, gosh, I'm trying to think what other contracts I have right now, but we do a lot of work out of this location, and I am super, super thankful. I came across this man. I met my chemist a couple years back, and we got to talking, and I told him my story just like I told you guys, and he said, well, what's next? What are you going to do next? And I said, I really want to teach classes. I want to give people the opportunity that someone gave me. I learned how to do this job, and I love it. I have gained such a passion for this industry, and I can't learn enough, and I want to share that with others. I want to have others have this opportunity. I've been able to work from home, be there for my kids. If I want to schedule a field trip, or it's my kid's birthday, or I want to do whatever, I'm in control of that. I don't have to put in for a time off request and wait 2 months, or see if I can get approved or denied for a day off for one of my kids' field trips. I missed a lot of stuff with the industry that I was in before. So I regret that, and I wish I could get those days back, but I'm never going to have those back. But I would love to be able to help someone else have that opportunity to be able to work from home, make a fantastic living. It's a great, great career. I love detailing cars. So anyways, I met this chemist, and we got to talking about what my next steps were, and I told him I wanted to do classes eventually, and he said, and I wanted to, really pursue that. And he said, why have you thought about, your own product line? And I'm like, no, I have never thought about that. And he's like, why don't you, get your own brand, so when you're teaching classes, you can teach people how to use your product rather than everybody else's products. And I'm like, what a great idea. Let's do it. So we took on this project, and that's how Royal Reflections was born. I'm sure you can see on my hat, this is Showroom Auto Detailing. I think I told you that. I started this company in 2010, my DBA. I actually started in 2009. I got my DBA January 21st, 2010. So Showroom Auto Detailing, I've been detailing cars solid 10, almost 11 years now. And then Royal Reflections is brand new. That's the name of my product line. I got all kinds of products in my cart right here. It's my Royal Reflections logo. I have 14 products right now in my product lineup that all have barcodes. They're all trademarked and patented products. There's a few more products getting ready to launch here, but they're held up because of the quarantine. I just talked to my trademark attorney today, and we've got a little bit of issue because of all the quarantine and lockdown and whatever. So we have 14 products though right now that are available on the web store, royalreflections.us, and I think that's my story. That's where I'm at right now. So right now I am detailing cars, marketing the shit out of these products, trying to sell these products, and getting ready to start doing classes soon. I have the curriculum ready, all the literature. I'm working on testing material right now, and I'm just super excited for whatever other opportunities open up in my near future. So that's Kelly Jones in a nutshell. So now you guys know a little bit about me, my story, why I'm detailing, how much I love detailing, and why I love detailing, and why I love these products. I've been detailing 10 years. I've tried just about every product out there. So I know the difference between a good product, a shitty product, and a fantastic product. And I honestly believe with all my heart that these products are fantastic. I'm not going to sit here and say they're better than everybody else's products, because there is a lot of great products on the market, a lot of great products. But these products, in my opinion, are fantastic. Give them a try. Let me know if you have any questions. Again, it's royalreflections.us online, my web store. And quite a few of these you can find on Amazon right now too, but royalreflections.us. Thanks for listening, guys. I appreciate every single one of you. You mean so much to me. Have a great night. Bye-bye.